how to get Perplexity Pro completely free. First of all, I recommend that you do this process that I'm going to teach you right now because this is for a limited time and it might not be available if you leave the video for later. For individuals who may not be aware, Perplexity has introduced a web browser named Comet, which serves as the direct competitor to Google Chrome. At this moment, if you proceed to install this browser, you have the opportunity to receive an entirely free month of Perplexity Pro, and I will demonstrate how to accomplish this in this video. First, you enter the link in the video description that I will leave right there or in the pinned comment, and this will take you to this web page that you are seeing right now. Here, what we're going to do is read everything it says and we need to follow the step-by-step instructions. We click on where it says claim invitation and then we're going to log in to claim this. We can do this with Google, Apple, or directly with an email. I'm going to do it with Google. Here, I log in directly with an email, click on the email and log in. Once we have logged in here, Comet will automatically download. If not, we click the button that says download Comet. Remember that this works for both Windows and Mac. Since I'm on Windows, it downloads the Windows installer directly, but if you were on a Mac, it would download the Mac installer. Here we click on Open File for the installer, and you will see a Welcome to Comet message, Start Installation, and it simply begins to install and download. We simply need to wait for it to complete, so we wait a few minutes. Remember, before proceeding with anything else, this must be done with an entirely new Perplexity account, otherwise it will not function properly. Once it finishes installing, we click there to launch Comet or start Comet, and here is the Comet start screen, which is just like the welcome screen. We wait for it to finish loading, and then we continue with the process. Alright, it is nearly completely finished loading and it displays the message Welcome. We click the central button labeled Start. At this point, if desired, we have the option to import data from another browser. I recommend doing this because this browser is actually quite effective. However, we can choose to do this later, then input a name, select a profile icon and click Continue. If you wish, you can activate this feature and that's it. Once everything is set up, it will appear like this. Now, to obtain the complimentary month, we can proceed with Google, Apple email, or any account you prefer to acquire Perplexity Pro at no cost. We log into that account, ideally the one used earlier to download Perplexity to prevent any complications. So let's just wait, log in, and proceed. Perfect. Once logged in, this prompt will appear asking if you want to set the browser as the default. I recommend it because this browser is quite efficient. I'm practically going to use it instead of Google Chrome, my default browser, so I'll say yes and that's it. Once configured, this interface appears and I'll just close it. To obtain the complimentary month of Perplexity Pro, I'll utilize this chat, the Perplexity AI chat. For this, we navigate here and verify what type of account we possess. Notice that here we don't have any plan applied yet, so now we'll initiate this process. Simply type anything in this chat, start using Comet's AI. I'll select, for example, this first option here and let it run. But if you don't want this or it doesn't work for you, you can open a new tab and use it differently if you still don't get the Pro. For that, open a new window, search directly on Google, go to the website, enter an article, for example, it can be any page you prefer, and use the assistant within Comet. For this, go to the top right where it says Assistant, which is Comet's AI, exactly like Perplexity. Click there and, for example, ask it to summarize this page and it will start loading. So we just have to wait for it to load, and once it finishes, we return to the home page or simply open a new page to verify that we have Perplexity Pro. So let's take a look. We wait for it to load here. We open a new tab and at the bottom left, you can see that it now appears that we are Pro. We can go again to where it says Account at the top, right at the very top, and there it will show that our subscription is Perplexity Pro and we now have this month completely free to try it out. This is the method by which we acquire Perplexity Pro entirely free of charge.